Morning, everyone. How are you all? Welcome to this morning's Tourism and Events Queensland Digital Ready webinar, How to Market on a Budget. How to Market with No Money is what we're colloquially calling it. My name's Jane and I'm your digital coach for today. So let's get started. Housekeeping before we start, as always. I have muted everyone to make sure that your background noise doesn't interfere with everyone else. But if you do have a question, please do feel free to type it in here in the question panel and send it to me, and I will pick it up as we go. That's no problem at all. Happy to do that. This is your control panel here. If you can hear me okay, please could you just raise your hand, just click this little hand icon here so I can make sure that people can actually hear me. I've got a volume indicator here, but I just want to make sure it's all right for you. I've got it on maximum at the moment, so yep, some hands going up. Good. All right, great. Okay, so do feel free to type a question in here at any time. More than happy to take questions as we go. If I don't get to your question by the time we finish, I will certainly, if you can hang on, I can chat to you afterwards, or I'll pick it up this afternoon and send you an email if you have to go. I understand we all have busy lives. Okay, so let's get started. So today, what we're going to cover today, marketing on a budget. Most of us, I presume, run small businesses and don't have a lot of marketing budget to spare and want to make sure that we're getting the most out of it, or have a very limited budget. So today we're going to cover marketing economically, so making the most of your marketing budget, or some of the things that you can do for free using digital technologies, and a little bit on measuring to make sure that you're getting the most out of your spend and not wasting any money. So let's get started. So the first thing to do with your campaign, or what you want to happen, is to sit down and write your objectives. What do we want to happen at the end of this campaign we're going to be spending money and or effort on? And if it were me, I would express those objectives as actual numbers, because that helps you to get a lot more focused on what you're actually going to be doing. And it also helps you to measure properly at the end of the campaign, how do we do? So the first thing I would do is objectives. What do we want to happen? We want to get uh, if it's more sales, for example, more bookings for whatever our product is, a percentage more sales. So I don't know, maybe 5% more than we did last time, or 10%, or 20%, or 100%. It's up to you, whatever you think is reasonable. Don't set a target that is unachievable. You just get discouraged. Try and base it on past behavior. So you could set it as a percentage, like 5% more sales than we did last time, or as a dollar figure. We want to earn 20,000 in sales this quarter, or 10,000, or 5,000, or 1,000, depending on what's achievable and realistic for your business, but set a figure. Or if it's something like more likes on your Facebook page, or more followers on your Facebook page, or Twitter, or Instagram, or whatever platform you have to be on, okay, we want 100 more likes this month. We want 200 more followers on Instagram. We want to increase our page likes by 5%, whatever. But make sure it's a number, because that will help you to be focused. Then once you've set your objectives, what am I trying to achieve as a result of doing this activity? Set that. And then who am I targeting? So am I targeting the fly drive market? Am I targeting the backpacker market? Am I targeting grey nomads? Is it couples? Is it families? It's best to have a particular segment that you're targeting, because it's much more efficient. It's very difficult and expensive to advertise to everybody who comes to you. So think to yourself, you can ask yourself questions like, who normally comes, and do I want more of the same? Because that's easiest and cheapest. So do I normally get visited by families? In which case, let's go for some more families. We just might widen our reach a bit. Or am I more of maybe a honeymoon destination? Is it mostly couples? Okay, so maybe I need to target more couples. So try and clearly decide who you're going to target with this particular campaign. Then I would create the deal, or your competition, or your offer, or your discount, whatever you're going to be doing. Make sure that it appeals to the market that you have selected, and that it's going to achieve your objectives. Then choose your channels. Where are we going to do this? We're going to do advertising, we're going to do Facebook, we're going to do social media, we're going to do blog, we're going to do website. What are we going to do? Which channels are we going to be on? Decide on your key messages and your call to action, what you want people to do. Book now, buy now, book a tour, find out more, book with us, whatever it's going to be, and write those down as part of your plan. Write all this down as a plan, and then once you've executed it, obviously, once you've sent it all live, we measure and we tweak ongoing. So these are the things I would do before you get started. Write it all down as a plan, make sure there's numbers in it, make sure it's very clear who you're targeting, how much you've got to spend, and choose your channels. Now, there's no feet nailed to the floor if you don't get this right the first time either. The beauty of digital, as I always say, is that have a go and measure it. And if it didn't work or it isn't working, you can tweak it as you go. And at the end, evaluate and say, well, what worked and what didn't? What can we do better next time? And over time, you will learn more about your customers. If you keep tracking what you're doing and measuring what you're doing, you will learn more about your customers over time, and you will get more successful. So if you're doing this for the first time and you didn't achieve the objectives that you hoped you would, don't worry. Just learn from it and pick yourself up and have another go next time. So channels. So where is my market? Are they on Facebook? Are they just on Twitter? Will they respond to a blog post? Have I got an email database that I can send them to? Are they searching on Google? I would suspect they are. Most people start some kind of purchase process with a Google search, most people that are online. So that's kind of a no-brainer. So think to yourself, whereabouts are they? Where do I need to be where they are? And list those as part of your plan. And the whole point of being online is that things work complementary to each other. So I would not just do one thing in isolation. You don't have to do all of the things I've got here on my diagram here. I've got a display ad. You could send out an email with a link. We create a landing page on your website and we send traffic to it via a display ad, via an email with a link, or we could be doing an AdWords ad or a Facebook ad or a tweet with a link, or photos and hashtags that will help drive traffic, or a YouTube video, or a blog post, or search engine optimization. Now, you choose. This is why I said, where is my market about channels? You choose which are going to be the most effective combinations of channels, given your available time and staff resources and your available budget. So if you have a big marketing budget, then display advertising like we might see on the big publisher sites like Yahoo or 9MSN or news.com or Brisbane Times or any of those ones might be good. On the other hand, if you don't have a big budget, and many of us don't, you might focus more on things like an email blast, a little AdWords ad, maybe a Facebook ad, and a couple of these things over here that will not necessarily, you don't have to buy, but you just spend a bit of time and effort doing them. So it's up to you. Going back to where is my market, what channels they're likely to be on, which combination of these channels is going to work best for this offer. And that is the thing I would be determining. But the idea is that they would work complementary to each other. So I wouldn't just mount, e.g., an AdWords campaign. I would try and back it up in something that will be in another place that your market will be, e.g., an AdWords campaign and a blog post, and maybe a tweet, and maybe some SEO, that sort of thing. But, you decide depending on your available time, available budget, available resources. So let's look at advertising first. Now, you can do display on Google as well, which is a bit of a smaller proposition than the major publishers. And what happens if you're not familiar with what we call AdWords, display or text advertising? It's what we call a CPC model, a cost per click model. So you will only pay when someone actually clicks on your ad. So you will not pay to have your ad displayed. You can set up your ad for free. You can choose your keywords for free. You can send your ad out there for free to appear when somebody does a Google search. You will only pay if someone actually clicks on your ad. You can set the budget, and it can be very small. It can be $5, $20. Compare that to the cost of an ad in a Career Mail or something else that you might be spending advertising money on. And the beauty of these ones is you can turn them on and off. You can reword your ads, change them, take ads down, put new ads up. You can change your keywords, select new keywords, or get rid of the keywords you have, or whatever. Increase or reduce budget in real time. So you can start to collect data as soon as your ad goes live. Even within 24 hours, you could see what ads are performing, how much you're paying, and you can tweak it all the time in real time during the campaign to make it perform better, as opposed to something like the old-fashioned maybe a print ad or a TV campaign where you had to kind of just pay the budget up front, and if it didn't work, you couldn't do anything about it as it was running. You had to just wait until it finished and then try again next time. With digital advertising, you can tweak ongoing, which means you're a lot more effective with your budget spend. Some of the other areas for digital advertising is on Facebook. Highlighted posts, boosted posts, or you can actually advertise, and also there's such a thing as Facebook offers now. The ones that I recommend, because they don't cost very much money to get started on. It's a very economical spend, and as we'll see when we look at them in more detail in a minute, it's a lot more targeted than a lot of other advertising options, which means you're much more likely to reach the right people and therefore get them to click through and what we call convert, buy something from you. So let's have a bit of a closer look. So this is search engine marketing. This is what I mean. I'm talking about the boxes that are in red at the top or on the side. These are all paid. Okay, so this is search engine marketing. People have paid money, selected keywords, written ads, and paid money to get their ad here, 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 and down the front here. This bit here is nominally free, although it does take time and effort. You don't have to pay money to get here. This is the one you buy. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. So how does it work? So you go to Google AdWords and you just create an account, and you can just do that using, if you already have a Gmail address, just use that. It's best, for all sorts of reasons, measurement mostly, to have your Google accounts all on the same account. So yes, create an account here and then go and create a new campaign. Then you set up your ads and select your keywords, and the ads appear on a search engine or in a display network. The user clicks on this ad and comes to your website, and theoretically they make a purchase. So that's mechanically how it works, but you are in control all the way through. Some of the early things to think about: are you going to go for display or search network? Google offers you both of these now. The search network will get you seen on search engines like this one that I've just showed you in the earlier slide, and this one here. The display network, your ad appears on a web page, a blog, or another non-search related page. So this is somebody's blog who has set himself up for AdWords and is here, not search engines. So that's the first decision to think about. Other things to think about: make sure you have keywords in your ad copy. So the keywords here, the relevant keywords here are Sunshine Coast accommodation, and you can see we've got Sunshine Coast bolded in the heading, Sunshine Coast in the body copy, and accommodation, hotels, similar words in the display URL and the headline as well. So really important to put these into your ad when you're writing it. Let's have a look at a live demo so you can see what I mean. I find it's always easier if you can see it. There we are. So here I am. I've just logged in here, and don't be concerned about this. It just means I haven't given them my credit card information yet, because I'm not actually active in AdWords right now. So this is just an example. So I will start a new campaign, and I will decide just to do the search network. So I only want to appear on Google, not on people's websites. And we'll call it, you can give it a name, yada yada. And as I'm going down here, you can see that there are all sorts of options here. And if you're not sure, there's a question mark, and you can just hover over it and it explains what each one is. Okay, so so the sorts of things I can decide are, if it's just the search network, which I've decided yes it will be, if it's going to appear on desktop or whether it's going to appear on desktops and mobile phones and tablets. You can target that. If I just want to appear in Australia, all countries and territories, or I could put in Germany or Japan or wherever, you could decide. I'm just going to keep that at Australia at the most. So if your market that you're targeting is in a particular country or location, you can put that in and it will only show ads there. Again, targeting more efficient budget spend because you're reaching the right people without wasting any money. You can decide if your market's Chinese, you can put Chinese in here if you're only targeting, e.g., a Chinese market. Now here is where you can set your default bid, and I can put in, e.g., $5 or less. You can put in less. I've just put in $5, and I can determine what I want to spend a day. So let's say I only want to spend $20 a day for the 3 weeks, e.g., that this campaign is running. That'll cost me $60. Okay, and you will never spend any more than that. You set the top ceiling according to what your budget is, and then Google will just switch off your ads once you've reached your budget limit. So that's kind of reassuring, I guess. And this can be, as I said, I put $20 in here, I put $5 per bid. So it can be tiny numbers and very, very targeted, which is a really efficient way of spending your money. Unfortunately, it's not free, but I'm just showing you this one to start with. You can also put in extensions, what we call extensions, if you want to, at a little additional cost. So for example, if you are finding that a lot of your market is kind of landing at your destination in your town and then looking for you rather than kind of planning a month ahead and booking, it might be a really good idea to have your address in there so that people know which town you're in and they can easily find you. Also, if you find that a lot of people are calling you or looking at your site with mobile, which your analytics will tell you, you could put your phone number in there and people would find you on a phone, press the link to call you and call you straight away and make a booking. So these are just options, but I won't put them in. I won't put them in for the minute, but you can. Then save and continue, and here is where I will then choose a keyword, and my old default keyword is always whale watching because that's an easy one. So I've put that in, and I can get suggestions with the keyword tool, but I'll just put that one in now. Continue to ads. This is just as an example, and then I can put in the web page I want it to link to. Example.com.au. So you put your website in there, and then I would write my headline, etc. And you can see as I'm writing this, it's coming up here, so I can see what the ad is going to look like. I have 4 W's there. There we go, that's better. Example.com.au Wales, e.g. and so on and so on and so on. And I can put in my ad text here, and you can see as I'm doing this, you can adjust it in real time and see how it's going to look. I won't go through this whole thing because we're not talking about AdWords today, it's just an example. But the main point of showing you this is that the amount that you spend can be very small, like a really small amount of money, and it is also can be very targeted. You can target by location and device and all sorts of other things and by keyword, and therefore much more effective because you're not kind of having a scattergun approach. You're putting up ads that are going to appeal to the people that you're targeting, your backpackers or your nomads or whatever, and therefore your budget spend is going to be more efficient. And the other thing to remember with AdWords is you only pay if people click. So I could have sent that campaign out and paid nothing at all until somebody clicked on my ad, and then it might have been 1 or 2 cents or up to $5, that's the minimum. And when you think of the cost of that compared to the cost of, as I said, an ad in the paper or an online ad or something like that, it's really quite efficient and effective. So that was the first one I wanted to show you for your consideration. If you want more detail, we do have a digital ready webinar unpacking Google AdWords for tourism on the YouTube channel for Tourism and Events Queensland. If you just go to YouTube and type in digital ready webinar AdWords, it will come up quite quickly, and you can just view that. It's a recording in your own time if you want more information. Question? Okay, sure, Cherie. So we've had a question about what the bid means. So probably a live demo is the easiest way. Imagine I'm in Google and I'm searching for whale watching. I hope there's somebody's buying some ads today. Let's see. Whale watching Brisbane. Okay, so I'm a consumer. I've come here and I've searched whale watching Brisbane. So here are the ads that have come up related to those. I'll just press return. Related, this is an ad, this is an ad, this is an ad, okay? So what has happened is Kingfisher Bay Resort, Sydney Adventure Cruises and Viator have all selected the keywords whale watching Brisbane when they've mounted the campaign, that they've put up the campaign that I just showed you how to do. They have selected these as their keywords, whale watching Brisbane, and they have put in a bid of some kind. So I put in $5 and $20. They put in I don't know how much. And what happens is they've nominated their keyword, they've set up their ads, they put in their money and their credit card, they're ready to go, they've sent it live. Consumer comes along, types in whale watching Brisbane, and when I hit that, there's this split-second auction that takes place behind the scenes on Google because it's computerized, it's very, very fast. And whoever has the best auction wins the top spot. There might have been 20 companies that have nominated Whale Watching Brisbane and paid some money. These three guys, there probably haven't been because there aren't any down the side, but these three guys have won that split section auction that takes place behind the scenes. The auction depends on a number of factors. Keyword relevant, I'll go into that a little bit more in this webinar. Keyword relevance, your landing page, and your budget, and also how long you've been doing this for. But this is basically how it all works. And so when you are mounting an AdWords campaign and getting your AdWords reports, you will get reports that will show you where, if your ad has appeared and where it appears in the pecking order, and recommendations for what you could do to get it higher up the top here. So I hope that explains it. If not, please do feel free to hang on at the end and I can go through it with you again in a bit more detail. Okay, so yeah, if you want more detail on Google AdWords, do feel free to, you're welcome, Sheree, have a look at our recording, our webinar, because it's on our YouTube channel and it gives you a lot more detail about AdWords. So Facebook ads is another thing to think about, quite a similar in some ways and quite different in others. So Facebook ads can appear here on the right side of people's homepage or in the news feed here. This is for very big, normally big spenders, and you have to book this one through an agency. This is called a logout experience. When someone logs out of Facebook, they get shown an ad. But these are the most common, these three here, and these are the ones I would suspect we'd mostly be dealing with. So the ad can appear here, or on a mobile phone, it only appears here in the newsfeed because you don't have a right-hand column. And so you can do many things with Facebook ads. You can grow your page likes or fans. You can distribute your content. You can drive traffic to your website. There's a heap of options with Facebook ads as to what you can do that Facebook gives you. You can choose, you can pay on click as per AdWords. So you can pay when someone clicks on your ads, or you can pay when your ad is seen. This is very economical. This one, you'll probably reach more people. So again, coming back to your objectives, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get more people to know about us, or we're trying to get specific numbers of sales. That will influence your decisions. You can also have things called boosted posts, where you can make a post stay longer on someone's newsfeed by paying money, or just have an ad. And you can get more likes to your page or promote a specific post. So this is one example of a standard Facebook ad where you've got a heading, don't cut fun short, yourcoast.com, little picture here, and a little call to action and a little ad here. So that's just a straight ad that will appear in the newsfeed on the right-hand side. This one is what we call a sponsored link, where I have gone for likes of friends of friends. I am friends with Michelle Blanchard on Facebook, and she likes Highgate House. So Highgate House has put in a Facebook ad that has said, I want my ad to display to friends of people who like Highgate House. So this has come up in my news feed, and I have seen that Michelle Blanchard likes Highgate House. So I think to myself, gosh, I better have a look at Highgate House because Michelle's my friend and I think a lot about her and I admire her opinions, and therefore I might like Highgate House too. So very simplistic way of explaining it, but these can be remarkably effective because it's got this thing we call the element of what we call social proof. Somebody else likes this, I know them and admire them, maybe I better have a look at it too. So these are the two types of ads that you can get on Facebook. Another question. CPM, Nikki. CPM stands for cost per mil. Sorry for not explaining that. Which means cost per thousand. And you would pay on per thousand impressions. So you would select, maybe you might buy 1,000 impressions, ad impressions, and when your ad has been shown 1,000 times, you would pay on that basis. Kind of hope that makes sense. So this is cost CPM, cost per mil, cost per 1,000 impressions, cost per 1,000 times your ad is shown. Hope that makes sense. So let's have a look at another live example. Where am I? Here we go. So I've already set this one up. Maybe I should go back a step and show you where to find this, because if you haven't done it before, it can be a bit tricky to find. I'm logged into Facebook, need to be logged in. These are all the pages. Can you see here, create ad? Okay, that is what you click on, and I think sometimes it's also right down the bottom. Facebook doesn't have the friendliest interface in the world, but you get used to it after a while. So create ad here. I think sometimes it can appear under ads too. Anyway, so I'll click here. And you can see all of the things that you can do on Facebook, and it explains what each of them are. So create ads that boost your posts and increase like, comments, or shares. Create ads to build an audience on Facebook. Get clicks to your website. Get people to buy things on your website. Get people to install your app. Get people to respond to your event. And Facebook offers. Okay, so there's all sorts of options here. Probably the most common one is going to be page likes at the moment. If we're new to Facebook, we want to get more people to like us, or maybe traffic to your website, or specific Facebook posts that you want to promote. That's okay, Nikki. Okay, so let's assume that I have clicked on clicks to website. I think that's what I set up. And go back, and it asks me for a page, which I've done. I put in my page likes, and it puts in an image, but you can put up to 6 different images in. You can write your headline. I'm not going to go through this because, again, we have a webinar on this already. But why I want to show you this is, again, it's about targeting here. Okay, so again, I think I can even go right down to city. Yeah, so it will let me just target Facebook people on Facebook in cities. Okay, and it's told me I have potential to reach 1.5 million people, which is not bad. And you can see, let's say I'm a wedding venue, for example. Say I'm targeting 24-year-old women. Can you see this is going down? What else have we got? Life events, relationship, education. So, I can click on any of these. Yeah. Things that I'm interested in. Say it's women interested in shopping and fashion, e.g. I've gone down to 400,000 people. Yeah, interested in travel as well. So you can kind of fiddle with all of these, and depending on who you set at the beginning that you're trying to target. But notice that each time I put in a variable here, this goes down, which again means it's going to get a lot more targeted, a lot more relevant, which means a much better use of my budget. And again, the budget is per day, $6 is what Facebook recommends for this. You could put in a bit less or a little bit more, but $6 a day compared to the cost of a TV ad, or a radio ad or a newspaper ad, or even an online ad, is really quite economical again. And again, you can turn this off in real time. You can put more money in, you can put less money in, you can adjust your ads, you can change your ads in real time once you get some tracking and see how it's going. Yeah. So again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, again, we have a webinar on this, but just to show you the kind of spend that you can get and the kind of targeting that's possible with Facebook advertising. It's really amazing how effective your limited budget spend can be on either Facebook or AdWords. Again, if you want a full webinar on this, we have what Facebook ads can do for your business on the channel, on the Tourism and Events Queensland channel. So go there, search Digital Ready Webinar at Facebook, and it will come up and give you a lot more information. Yeah, as I said, other things that you can do, you can promote a particular post. There's information here in the Facebook Help on Promoted Post, and you can get a report that says 40% of the 608 people who like your page saw this post. Okay, and that means that your post, whatever it is, if it's a very important one with an offer or a competition or a wonderful thing that you've shared with people and not many people are looking at it, you can actually click in the right hand top of this post and go promote, pay a little bit of money, again, hardly anything, and it will last for a week if you want it to, rather than just kind of being here and gone. So promoted posts, very effective. And Facebook offers. So Montreal Country Cabins did one, which was great. They did it really well. Romantic Valentine's weekend package, accommodation, dinner, massages, and more. I might hit get offer, and once I set that in train, I will get an email about this offer. I then go and redeem it, and it's a really nice way of advertising on Facebook again. Different to Facebook ads, it's called offers. Once I clicked on this, I also got, once I'd redeemed it, I also got a button here that said like or share. So not only can I get the offer myself, but there's also an opportunity for Montreal Country Cabins to get more people to look at this by encouraging me to like this one or share it, which will then appear in my newsfeed, and then my friends will see Montreal Country Cabins as well. So Facebook offers can be really effective. Just be really careful about in your terms and conditions that you have thought about how to redeem it and put a limit on the top. You may, because of the volumes you can get on the internet, you might get 60,000 people taking it up, which, will bankrupt you. So, say the first 25 or, if you want some advice on that, we're more than happy to help you over the phone. But just be careful that you don't kind of overreach yourself and end up with a lot of unhappy customers or a bankrupt business. But yeah, offers can be really, really effective. So I'd recommend you have a look at that too. Okay, so video. You can advertise on YouTube. You can buy an advertisement on YouTube. You've probably seen. There we go. Okay, so here's some ads here already, like the AdWords one, which have actually nothing to do with whale watching, but anyway, it's all good. But anyway, you can buy these kind of ads, or you can also buy what we call a pre-roll. I might give this one a try, see if it's got, and when you're watching, yeah, here we go. This is called a pre-roll. So,
awesome new phone meets double data.
Etc.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S5 on a 60.
So that's actually an ad before the video called a pre-roll that you can also buy, and again, not expensive at all, depending on visitation and things like that. Or you could put some of your own videos up on YouTube to do with the campaign. For example, if it's a bit of a complicated entry process, maybe you could make a video out of a couple of slides to show people how to enter with a link to your website, or just simply tell people about your campaign or your business using a YouTube video. That could be free, or you can advertise it. Again, more information, we have a webinar, how to use YouTube to promote your tourism business and how to create shareable videos. Both of these are on the webinar channel, so feel free to have a look at those in your own time for a lot more information. I'll just mention it to you as, again, a free or economical way of promoting your campaign or business. Another thing you can do is write a blog post on your blog to post about your campaign, because that may get picked up in search. As well as your website. Okay, if your post is well written and you've got reasonable traffic coming to your blog, you can write a post about your campaign and rely on somebody searching and it coming up in the unpaid organic search results. You could also perhaps do a guest post exchange with a like-minded business, post on their blog and take advantage of their traffic coming to your website, and vice versa. It could be text, or it could be images, or it could be a video with captions. So it doesn't have to be a great long 500-word article. Just a quick little post about your campaign could be another good way of doing it. And of course, blogs are free. Okay, it just takes your time and a little bit of effort to write a post and think about what to say. Put in a link at the bottom linking to the information about whatever you're running, your campaign or competition or offer, on your website, and that can be a really economical way of driving traffic through as well. So email marketing is another way if you have an email database. If not, I would start to collect one, because email can also be very effective, particularly for particular offers. So on your website, you might have a sign up to e-news button to get people to sign up for your email, and people do sign up. You collect that using a tool such as MailChimp or many others. I'll show you a couple in a minute. Using an e-news tool, and you can add that to your tool, and then you would send out e-news or your news about your offer or your campaign or whatever, and that would appear in someone's inbox, and they would hopefully open up your email, click through to your website, and buy something from you. So email can be remarkably effective. Very good for audiences that are hard to reach. And it's great for what we call loyalty, hanging on to people. If you've got a regular email newsletter series you're sending out once a month, or whatever you've got time for, or an email to people who've visited you before with a special offer, that can be very effective because it helps to maintain a relationship and helps you stay top of mind with those people when they're next going to book their next holiday or tour or meal and restaurant or whatever. You can either send a soulless send. What that's called is hiring someone's database and just sending to theirs. Or if you have a regular newsletter, you could mention your ad in your own regular newsletter, or buy some ad space in somebody else's newsletter. Each of these are remarkably effective in their own way. Um, Things to think about to make your email work really well: subject lines, really important in getting people to open it; layout and design attractive, and lots of links; and what is the best day and time to send. So, for example, I wouldn't be sending out an email at 7 o'clock on a Friday night for a leisure related thing, because most people are, at home in front of the telly or at the pub or going out somewhere for dinner, or, they're not thinking about the holiday. Um, we used to find in a past life, sending out an email about what's on at the weekend, which is kind of lifestyle related, Thursday at 11 o'clock was a really great time to send it, because people are starting to plan for their weekend. I'm not saying that would definitely work for you, but you could try sending then and just see what kind of, measure it again and see what kind of open rates you would get. See how many people opened it, and then try it with another time, like Tuesday or Tuesday evening perhaps, and see which one's giving you the best the best open rates and the best response, and stick to that, basically. All these things you can do with measurement. The other thing about email is to link it to your landing page, not your home page. I'll explain what a landing page is a little bit further down. But don't forget about email. It's been around for eons, I know, and people tend to get a bit distracted by social media, which is also important. But email is still really great in online marketing. If you have a well cared for, robust database that you're in touch with regularly, it can be remarkably effective in helping you to market your business. And one of the other things to think about, which I think I had in my slide, was search engine optimization. So, for those of us not familiar with that, again, where's my search? Yep. So this is the bit I'm talking about here, okay? These guys have not bought this space here. They have done it through the sweat of their brow. Little expertise and effort. Some of the things that you can do to try and get those kind of rankings on the front page of Google for free. One of the great things you can do is to regularly refresh the content in your website. Google doesn't want to be sending users to stale websites that haven't been maintained over time. So don't let your content sit there for 6 months. Update it regularly. One of the easiest ways to do that is to have a blog that is, a series of little articles or photos or videos with captions or whatever under your website domain, as part of your website. Have a blog. You could also have a regularly updated specials page if you have regular specials coming up. New landing pages, you could have images, you could have a what's new, like a newsletter type thing, but refresh your content. And include keywords. Keywords are words that you think people will be typing into Google. For example, while watching Brisbane. This is an example of keywords. So write nice readable copy, but make sure the keywords that you're trying to rank for and come up for, as you can see, are in the heading of the page and once or twice in the copy of the page. Don't stuff them. The old days of keywords in all headings, keywords in all paragraphs, keywords in body links is gone, and may even get you downgraded. But make sure they're in at least a heading and a little bit in the copy. As you can see, this guy's done it really well. He's got it in the heading here: whale watching Brisbane. Whale watching Brisbane, Brisbane whale watching Brisbane. Brisbane whale watching twice, whale watching Brisbane, whale watch Brisbane. Okay, so you can see they've all got those keywords in their copy. So that's one of the other things that you can do to help your rankings. Regularly refresh your content, excuse me, and make sure that the content you're refreshing has got the keywords in it that you're trying to rank for in Google. The other big thing with search, from what we read, there are many things that 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 affect your search ranking. These are just some of them, but these, from what we read, are the main ones. Regularly refresh content, backlinks to your site. So links into your site from other high quality, i.e. high traffic relevant sites, can really help as well. So if you're not a member of HTW, it might be a good idea to consider that, because that can give you a link to your site, because you put your site URL in there, and HTW is a very big high traffic site, so that could help. Queensland Holidays, similarly, if you're interested in a campaign or can get a listing on there. There's directory sites, big ones though, not little tiny dodgy ones, like well-known big directory sites like True Local, like Gumtree. If you have a local Chamber of Commerce and Industry, that might be good. Something that is well run and regularly updated though. if you have a region directory, I'm not quite sure what's available to you, but directory sites can help. Yeah, and regional sites. So industry associations, maybe a Vic site, whatever's available to you for high traffic, high quality. High quality means high traffic and relevant. So don't, if you're a hotel, don't link to a used car maintenance or something, because it needs to be relevant. So hotel, restaurant, taxi, chauffeur, wedding dress, those kind of things that are going to be largely relevant to you. These are the sites that you want linking into you. It's not you linking out, by the way, it's these sites linking into you. So you have to ask them, okay? Except for directories, we can use. Yeah. The other thing to think about is a Google Places listing or a Google Plus page, or both. This is, again, available on, yeah, okay, same thing. So these guys here, who are, as you can see, just below ads, this is free, but it's above these guys. These are Google Places or Google Plus listings, and you can see they appear here on a map, okay? And if I do this, I haven't got any photos. Sometimes you get a photo, which is nice. This guy has a Google Plus page. This guy has a Google Plus page. This guy has a Google Plus page. Oh, there we go. There's a map and some photos. So you can see the kind of coverage you can get. This is free, okay? All this takes is you, again, using a Gmail account, the same one you're using for your Gmail, your AdWords, your analytics, anything else. Sign up, give them your physical address, which I'm assuming we all have because we're all businesses. There's just a short verification process to go through. Google sends you a code. You just type it in and say, yes, this really is my business. And here you are on the front page of Google. It's a no-brainer. It really is for SEO. It's free. It'll take you a couple of minutes to do, and it means that you appear above, these will always appear above organic search results, and you don't have to pay any money. So if you haven't got a Google Plus or Google Places listing, again, there's plenty of information about it online or in the Google Help. We can help you when you're stuck, not sure what to do, happy to help, but I would do that too. That can really help you. And make sure that your site is written in what we call HTML, preferably HTML5, hypertext markup language. If you have a site that is largely in Flash, Google bots, things that find you, Google search engines, will not be able to read you. Therefore, you won't be able to rank. So make sure that your website is built in hypertext markup language. Most websites are, but just check with your developer, okay? Yeah, text. Googlebots can only read text. They can't see images yet, and they can't see videos. So text is really important because that will drive the Googlebot to your site and allow them to find you and read your site. So if you have pictures up there, make sure you label them with words rather than just a code string or something. If you've got a video, put a little description, a little caption underneath it. Make sure you've associated words with it somehow, title or caption or description or all those things. The other thing you can do is sign up for what's called a Google Webmaster Report. Again, this is free, very easy to do. It's in Google Analytics, and you can just simply sign up for that. It just means you give them a URL, you put a little string of code on your site, it has a look at your site and spits you out a report about all the things you can do to improve your search engine optimization. Free. You can take that and give it to your developers or try and do it yourself, whatever you're comfortable with. And again, it's kind of a no-brainer because it's Google telling you what to do to rank better. So again, really important to do. For more detail on that, including webmaster tools, SEO rankings, refresh content, all that stuff, we have a webinar on that called Handy SEO Tips, which I just did recently. So again, if you want more information on search engine optimization, have a look at our webinar. That can really help you as well. So yeah, as I said at the beginning, choose the channels that you're going to be working in. Where is your audience likely to be, okay? And if you want to spend a little bit of money, these might be good places to start. If you have an email database, you could include that. Maybe blog posts, don't forget about SEO. But all of these things working together will be a lot more effective than one thing that you're doing, one blog post, one AdWords ad series, one tweet. It's going to be a lot more effective if you make everything kind of work together. So plan out your campaign, decide what days you're going to do your email, what days you're going to be advertising, support it with a blog post, make sure your search engine optimization is as good as you can get it, all those kind of things. Integrated planning, really important. The other thing, measurement. Yes, I was going to say landing page, but we're on to measurement. So I've been talking or referring a little bit to measuring the results of everything that you're doing online. And if you're not that familiar with the digital environment, this is one of the most powerful things that you can do because it helps you to improve in real time on the fly. So what you can do is find out where your visitors are coming from and what they're doing or not doing on your site gives you much more effective marketing, much more efficient marketing spend. So the cycle goes, you will publish relevant content, whether that's a blog post or an ad or a tweet or a Facebook post or a Facebook ad or any of those things. Publish your content, get reports that measure how effective that was in attracting the right people to your site, and also will tell you about your customer data. Leads you to understand your customer more, what their likes and dislikes are, what channels they're on, what offers they respond to, what they're likely to buy, which means that your content can then improve and you can publish more relevant content, measure that, get more understanding, improve, 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 and so on. And it's kind of a cycle. This is what I said at the beginning. The more you measure, the more you understand your customer and the better your efforts will get. So measurement, really important. Things to ask yourself: did my campaign generate any leads? Did traffic come to my site? Of the people that came to my site, did they buy anything? Did they convert? If not, to either of those questions, can we find out why and try and assess what you could do differently next time? Which channels were the most effective? Was Facebook best? Was that email blast I sent the best thing I could do, and should I do it again? Is my SEO not up to scratch? What did I learn about my consumer? Are they older than I thought? Younger? Are they mostly male? Are they mostly female? Am I better off targeting families? All this stuff is possible with campaign reports. Here's an example of Google Analytics showing referrals to a site from Facebook, from Hootsuite, from Twitter, from Triber, from Google+, from a site called paper.ly, from Pinterest, from the LinkedIn app on someone's phone. This is very powerful information because if most of these visits are coming from Facebook, that's probably where you should be advertising. If most of them, on the other hand, are coming from Twitter, perhaps you should be doing both of these. I wouldn't worry too much about LinkedIn. This is really powerful information. Referring sources, it's called. If you don't have Google Analytics on your site, get it. It's free. It's a no-brainer. Really easy to find. This is a report on a particular campaign that would have sent traffic to a site. This campaign's called Geo Training. This one's called Google Partner. This one's just got numbers. These are different campaigns. How many visits? How many pages? How many new visits? How many bounce rates? So really important. Which one drove the most traffic? The one that says GA Training. Next was Google Partner. So these were the campaigns that were the most successful. So over time, you can collect this information and see again what drove the most traffic, how many pages they visited, how many were new, all that sort of stuff. Question. Sonia, yes, we are recording these webinars. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that at the beginning. And we always publish them on the YouTube channel. So where I keep referring to YouTube channel, we will publish it on YouTube and we will link to it from the TEQ Digital Ready site. So you will be able to view this again at your leisure because I know there's a lot in this one. So don't worry, we don't normally send slide packs out, but we do record it and publish it so that you can see it later. As many times as you like, it's free. This is customer flow. This is something, again, you can set up in your analytics that will tell you which pages are the most effective in driving traffic. If there's a lot of red here, if this red is coming down the page, I'd be worried. It means people are coming to your site and can't find your offer. Okay? So you can set up, again, customer flow. We can help you with that. Not hard to set up. You can see which pages are working the best. And if this is the page with your offer on and people are mostly going here and then buying, that's what you want. On the other hand, if this is the page with your offer on and there's a very big red line which says a lot of people stopped here, then you need to look at the page and think, what's wrong with it? Can people not find it? Is it too hard? Is it broken? That sort of stuff. So again, very important. AdWords, what did each sale cost me? Can I get the same number of sales for this? So you can get an AdWords report that says from this one, I got one conversion. It cost me $2.77 and my conversion rate was 100%. So $2.77 for a sale. If your sale is $200, that's not bad, really. This one, not so effective. This one, even less so. So you can get in your AdWords report something called conversion reports, what each sale cost you. People come to your site and buy something. The click, when they clicked on the AdWords ad, cost $2.77 or $1.07, $9.40, $11.72. So probably this campaign was the most successful because the same number of people came to my site, but this one cost me the least. So then I'd be going back and looking at those ads, looking at those keywords and trying to learn what did I do there that is different to what I did here, if that makes sense. Actually, no, this one's the least successful. I didn't see that 3 there. This one, the $9.40 for one. $11.72 for 3 is not too bad, but $9.40 for one conversion, quite expensive. Yeah. Okay. Facebook Insights. Okay, so you can go back to your Facebook and see how many people your post reached. This is available to you if you're managing a page. You just click on Insights. There's all sorts of great data here. The option, you just click on that, put in some money, and this particular post will stay up for a week rather than disappearing without trace after a couple of hours. Okay. So measure and treat. Based on results, when you have something in market and you're spending money on it, after 24 hours you should be able to get some robust reporting in, or even sooner than that depending on the platform. Have a look at it after a day and see if it's working. If it is working, perhaps add more budget to the things that are working and take budget off the things that are not. If it's not working, if it's not driving traffic, if people are not seeing it or not buying things, try and work out why. Tweak your ad wording, change your keywords. If it's really not working, close it off and stop spending money on it. Really very powerful tools to help you be more effective with your marketing spend. One more thing before we finish. I have been saying a fair bit, I think, and in my diagram, if you can avoid it, don't send people to your homepage. I know some of us don't have control over our sites, but try and work towards this as a long-term strategy. Send them to a landing page, which is a purpose-built site page in your site that is specifically set up to convert people. There's too much going on a homepage, and it's too hard to convert people, and sometimes they can't even find the offer. It sometimes isn't even visible on your page, or it's too hard to find. So if you possibly can, create what's called a landing page within your site. And if you've got email and ads, social media, wherever you've got a link, drive the traffic there and set it up to convert. The specific purpose of a landing page is convert a visitor to a sale. So here's a great homepage layout. It's a lovely homepage. It's really clear and well laid out, but it's not set up to convert. There's too much else going on. There's navigation, there's promotion, there's photos, there's weather. It's not a converting page. This, on the other hand, is a really great converting page because there's the price and there's the inclusions and the call to action. Okay, this one even better, book now, really big. They sent them to here, the Bay Apartments, specials and packages, yada, 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 inquire now, book now. Book now, really clear, up above the fold, there's a clear phone number. Here's all the information and prices they need. So they would have sent people here from an ad or an email. Click on that and book. Or if you need more information, you're not quite ready to book, you can also inquire, which is another great way of handling two lots of people, one of whom's ready to buy, one of whom just wants some more information. So this is a really great landing page. Yeah. So your landing page copy, you need a really attention-getting headline to make sure that they're in the right place. Oops. A subheader to elaborate, e.g., welcome to the ride of your life. A subheader to elaborate, 2 for 1 special this Saturday. All the things they must know, details of the offer, keep it small. You don't have to have these, and you have to have a really clear call to action. So we've got specials and packages. The whales are here, come and stay from just $158 a night. More information if they need it. If not, they can whip straight over here and book or inquire. If they don't read this, doesn't really matter, provided they click on this. So this is a really great example of an effective landing page. The other thing to think about is, can they find my booking or inquiry form? Is it easy to find? Is it easy to use? If they make a mistake, are the error messages easy to fix? Can they talk to someone if they need to? And lastly, as well as being out there in the market advertising away on Facebook and AdWords and things, sending out blog posts and fixing up your website and all those kind of things I've been talking about, it's also good to think about what else you need to do. And I know these seem like really obvious things, and I'm sure you do them in your business, but we have had horror stories of people who, e.g., haven't told their reception people that they're sending out an email blast with an offer in it. And so when people ring up to redeem the offer, the people answering the phone say, no, that's not on, sorry, and it's terrible. They lose a sale, and it's all just really awful for the brand as well. So don't forget to tell your reception and phone staff what's going on. Maybe however you want to do that, maybe a weekly meeting or a bulletin board or a daily sheet, some kind of system of communication to let them know that you're doing this and what they need to say. Brief all staff about deals. And don't forget your distribution channels. You could be distributing the same thing on What If or Booking.com or other channels. If you want more information on this, we do have Digital Ready Model 2, Model 2 on yield management. I think we have a webinar on that as well, which can help you to decide what channels to distribute your product on as well. That's all I had for you today, and we do now have a little bit of time. So got 5 minutes. So if you did have a question, I know I've covered an awful lot in this webinar, but hopefully it's given you some ideas for marketing more effectively for free or cheap. And don't forget, there are a lot more webinars on the Digital Ready channel that will give you a lot more detail about some of the things I've touched on today. But I've just got maybe 5 kind of housekeeping slides to run through now. So now is the time to think about any questions that you might have on what we've covered today. Feel free to type them into the question box or stay on the line afterwards. I'm happy to answer them. But just before we finish, there are a lot of additional resources online. We have online booking, yield management, and the Wiz. There is the Tourism eKit, which is a great resource full of PDFs and videos all about digital marketing for your business, how to market your business. There's the Big Marketing Guide, the Better Business Guide, and the TQ Resource Centre, all with information and resources to help you market your business more effectively. Digital Ready program has workshops, mentoring. We have a phone or email coaching service where you can get hold of us with any question at all you have about your digital marketing, and we're happy to get back in touch with you and help you through it. Anything you want to do with digital, more than happy to help. And of course, webinars every Tuesday at 11 a.m. So coming up next week, how to create shareable videos. There you go. So if you're interested in that YouTube site I showed you, we've got a repeat of that webinar next week, followed by the following week, the legal risks of doing business online, which is an important one to know about privacy and copyrights and promises and all those kind of things, terms and conditions. There's one on TripAdvisor coming up in a couple of weeks, working with the online review site. We will, I think, have someone from TripAdvisor there. And then we've got Instagram with Lauren Barth. If you don't know Lauren, she's a wonderful Instagrammer, takes the most beautiful shots. She's got 350,000 followers on Instagram, so she knows a lot about it and is worth hearing from. So these are all our upcoming webinars. Do feel free to register for any or all of these that interest you. And the link here is, this is the registration link. Just if you can't take that down in time, just go to Tourism and Events Queensland website, hit the purple Digital Ready button, and the webinar page will be able to be found from there. And contact us, as I said, at any time. I'm Jane. Mirko and Susan are the other 2 coaches, and one of us is usually in the office. So you can phone us or you can email us. Email is often better because phone is sometimes a bit tricky. So feel free to email us with your query or visit the website. More than happy to help you at any time. That's all I have for you today, everyone. Thank you very much for attending and staying with me. I hope you found it useful and helpful. And now I'll just go to some questions. Yeah. So there's a question here. Given your focus on Facebook, how important do you think it is for us to have a Facebook page? Yeah, that's a very good question, Nikki. We don't have one because we're worried we don't have the time resource to keep it updated and monitor it. Facebook, yeah, it's a really good question, and it's a very sensible question to ask before you get into Facebook. It is a bit of a time suck. It really is. It does take a fair amount of resource to do it well and do it properly. However, it does have 13,000 monthly active users, 13,000 people on it. When you consider Facebook has an age limit. You have to be 13 or over to have a Facebook account, and the Australian population is only 22,000. That's a lot of people. It's a big market. So the other thing with tourism, it does lend itself very well to displaying things on Facebook, but you do need a content plan. You do need to plan out your content. You do need to answer questions, try and get people to engage with you. It needs to be actively managed to be successful, and that is a very big time suck. It does take a lot of management to do well. There's nothing worse than a Facebook page that kind of has tumbleweeds, tumbling across it that people aren't actively working with. So it's a very big market. It's where most of the social media population is. 13,000 people, as I said. Like Twitter has something like 2.5. Oh, sorry, not thousand, million. Yeah, million. So yeah, it's the biggest, but it's also the one that takes the most management. So it's really up to you whether you think you have the resources to do it well. Other options, if you don't, Instagram, Pinterest, don't require the same amount of active management, and you can still put beautiful photos and things up there and have a reasonable presence driving traffic to your website, so that is easier to manage. Google Plus, Google Places doesn't require anything like the kind of management that Facebook has and should help your search engine optimization, so I definitely do that. I can't really say whether you should or shouldn't have one, but these are just some of the things to think about. Google Plus, private and business account. So Marlies, yeah, I would have one for your business, which that's okay. You're welcome, Nikki. Yeah, because you want your business to appear in SEO results, not obviously yourself. So yeah, I would set one up for your business and actively maintain it as a business Google Plus page, if you possibly can, because that's the reason. One of the main reasons why you obviously do it to have nice photos and information about your business up there as well. But yeah, it's primarily to drive traffic to your website for your business. So I would definitely have a business account. Do we have any more questions at all? Quite happy to take any more if there are any. No worries if not. If you think of one later, by all means send me an email. Happy to respond. Any more questions? Nope. Okay, all good. All right, well, thank you everyone for attending today. I hope you found it useful. Feel free to get back in touch if we can help you with your budget-driven advertising. More than happy to help talk you through it if you're having trouble, or if you need advice, really happy to help. Thanks everyone for attending today, and hopefully we'll see you at another webinar. Thanks, bye-bye.